Welcome back, guys. Let's see, get some music playing here. Let's see if we got some sounds working or not today. Nope, no sounds yet. Let me adjust that real quick. Now we got some sounds.
Hello.
Hey, Leb TV, how's it going? Looking to do some finish up work, I hope. Finish off this project today and get started on another one.
Pretty good. And you?
Oh, pretty good. Got some replacement plates printed up for this one's. Had to print the exact same plates, but I had to move the outside holes in. Well, you can see, had to move the outside holes in about a ½ an inch because the jacks was hitting the metal on the shroud, which I could have went ahead and dremeled this part out, but I would have had to dremel the inside shroud too, and I didn't want to have to do all that, so I went ahead and reprinted the shroud. It would have just been easier to reprint it, so I did. So hopefully I reprinted it properly. That's what I'm hoping. Let me see if I can set this up real quick here. Notifications. There we go. That should read nicknames also.
LEV TV Live, test.
Yep, it's working on my end. What are you testing? Just to see if it'll
LEV
say the
TV
name.
Live, yeah, works.
Yeah. Well, I had a problem. This is back to my streaming laptop. I had a problem with it last stream, so I actually had to stream from my laptop and last stream, so I was this laptop this computer kept crashing, and so last stream I had to stream from my laptop. So I'm back to my streaming computer, so hopefully this one don't crash. It hasn't crashed since the last stream. Who was it? It was Rusty Doobie. Rusty Doobie helped me out last stream, and since then it hasn't crashed, so I'm hoping that fixed the problem. Weird thing, we had to turn the shadows on the mouse off. The shadows on the mouse was causing the computer to crash. So, okay, that was new. And so we turned the shadows on the mouse off, and since then it hasn't crashed. So maybe that was it. I don't know.
LEV TV Live, that's weird.
Exactly, right? And I mean, nothing else, I had no problems. I could play games, I could bench test it, I could stress test it. Nothing caused the PC to crash. The only thing that caused it to crash was the shadows on mouse. And I mean, it wasn't any other thing that I could find that would cause it to crash. The only thing that would happen is while I was moving, I mean, just anything, browsing the web or anything, just moving the mouse around, it would start keeping shadows all over the place on the mouse, and they would just like start getting frozen all over the screen, you know. And then when it started getting frozen on the screen, I knew I had to save my work because the computer was about to crash, and sure enough, it wouldn't be but
LEV TV Live, I have been trying to upgrade my Win 10 for weeks, finally got it working today after a BIOS and motherboard driver update. Cool.
And when it started doing that, then I would save everything. It wouldn't be but a minute or so later, and it would just blue screen. It said Windows has encountered a massive system fault, and we're sending the information that the standard message, and it would restart, and then it'd work fine, and it might work fine for a day, or it might work fine for 5 minutes, and then it would do the same thing all over again, repeat. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. I heard the sound stop, and I thought, did it crash? But it didn't. So, since I did that, since I turned the mouse settings off, it hasn't done it. So, maybe that's it. I was going to just reinstall all the Windows, do a full wipe, and just reinstall, but Rusty told me to turn the shadow off. He works on computers all the time, by the way. If you don't watch Rusty Doobie, he works on computers all day. He works well, he doesn't work on computers per se. He works on electronics. He replaces phone batteries, phone screens, anything that has to do with electronics. You know, he works in like a repair shop. And so he streams repair shops all the time.
LEV TV Live, I never had a problem with that ever.
Okay. I've been trying to upgrade. So, was it just the BIOS and motherboards that needed updating, or what? Just a second, I'm messaging. So this is, did I mix them up? I hope I didn't mix them up. These ones, I pulled them off the hot bed. I guess you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. I pulled them off the bed hot, and I warped them, pulling them off the bed. So they're a little bit warped. But they're kind of springy, so they should bounce back. But I pulled them off the bed hot, and I shouldn't have. So the new ones are actually warped. But you can see this is the difference in them. The outside holes. I didn't adjust anything else.
Live. I don't know what exactly of these two did fix the failing upgrade. It would install the upgrade, but then blue screen after the restart.
Oh wow.
95. Merry Christmas, Mater Dash.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I didn't change anything, but it looks like the layout's different. But the only thing I changed was these outer holes. Don't tell me I've got to reprint this a third time. I hope not. This is going to be the pits if I end up having to reprint these a third time. They look like they'll match up. We're going to try them anyway. If they don't match up, we'll just get to re-drill these a little bit, I think. Alright, so if I laid everything down in order. Let me look at this here. Starting to feel like oh bother stream now. Everything kind of swarming on me. Alright, so we got ground, and then it should be, lay this one down over here. Move this out of the side. Oh, was Oh Bother streaming today? I didn't see, Cole. How is your day going today, Cole? Let me see here. Rounded edge, flat edge. Okay, so let's go this way. We got the white one will be the right side. So there's white. I didn't even check to see if Oh Bother was streaming today. Normally I check, but I was having so much trouble with computers this week, I didn't even look.
LEV TV Live, no, The next stream will start in 2 days, 21 hours, 28 minutes, 10 seconds.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad, because I hate it when we are both streaming, because I love watching his streams. So I hate it when we both end up streaming on the same day.
Nicole95, I'm in VA with the family, and I have really crappy service, so I haven't been able to be on Twitch really since Thursday.
Okay.
I'm surprised I was able to get the stream up once I saw you on.
Well, for y'all's information, we should have a very interesting stream coming up pretty soon. Let me explain that here in a second before I mix all my wires up. Okay, white, gray, and purple. Okay, purple's next. We actually have a viewer that sent in a product to be worked on. So, not necessarily this stream, but it might be this stream, but I want to make sure that it's in a stream that he's actually in the chat with us, so he can watch the whole thing, you know, hopefully watch the whole thing live streamed. It's going to be his product that we work on.
No. Please mess up the wires, LOL.
Oh, no, I don't need to mess them up. Then I have to take this thing all apart again. And I've actually, these wires are really small, so if I fat finger it too much, then I end up ripping the wires off.
95, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that I tear it apart, or any work that I do on it is live on stream when he's able to view it. So he ain't, at least I haven't seen him in chat yet, so he ain't here yet. But anyway, anytime that I work on his item, I'm gonna make sure that he's in chat when I work on it. So but anyway, so it's a viewer item he sent in to be worked on. So that should be a pretty interesting stream, at least for me. It'll be one of my first viewer items. I actually have another viewer that donated some cash, and what he wants is, and I bought the products and I put them in a bag, and they're sitting here in the lab. I just haven't found it, but for short, what they have is I bought, this isn't it, but I bought several cheap USB adapters like this that you get at, like, I don't know if you guys have them where you're at, but like Dollar Trees, they're like the little, you know, $1 USB adapters. And I'm going to stress test them and see, because they say that, you know, some of them say 2.1 amps, 1 amp, some of them say 3 amp, you know, capable or fast charge capable, and I'm going to tear them apart, see what's in them, and then we're going to stress test them and see if they actually will put out the 2 amps, the 1 amp, the, you know, what they actually say they're putting out. So that's going to be, technically that's a viewer product, because the viewer paid for it, but they didn't mail it in. They send in the cash, and I'm going to tear them apart, buy them and tear them apart. So that's going to be another stream also, and I got to wait for the viewer to be in chat when I tear them apart. But this one's an actual viewer product. It tore up on them, and I'm going to try to fix it live on stream. So all right, let's get the next one. So I have these in order. I hooked them up in the circuit board in order. They're all mixed up in the back over here. It's all crisscross, all the ribbons 95.
Are. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I thought it would be. I got to get a good load circuit built. I think I'm just going to nest a whole bunch of resistors together to take up the load. But so I mixed all the wires up on the circuit board, so it looks like a spaghetti mess back there. But I did that, so on here they should be in order. The rightmost channel will be white, then the next one will be gray, then the next one will be purple, the next one will be blue, green, and yellow. So in that order, the next one should be filled up with a blue. So that would be this one. And these wires are so fine that they're soldered good, but they're so fine that if I go to yanking on them or anything too hard, then I have to resolder them. So that's why I'm trying to be kind of gentle with them, as gentle as I can be, kind of like a bull in a china shop here. So I figure I'm gonna have to resolder at least one before this thing's put back together, but try to be gentle.
I have been taken by the words that you said.
Then, let's see. What else is on the agenda? For the day, I don't know.
LEB TV Live, I have one of these adjustable up to 3 amp USB electrical loads. It's pretty useful.
Yes, I'm going to be building one of them, also, homemade one. I like to build, or I want to build as much of my own equipment as possible, even though it's going to be a whole lot cheaper just to buy them. I just want to build them, so a lot of this I'm going to be editing down and throwing on YouTube, and so that way I'll have content to not only put on YouTube, but I don't know, I just always have been one to like building my own things, so like the DIY, I don't know. One of the projects I'd like to put on DIY is a DIY voltmeter, so like, let's see where I'm at. Oh, over here, or over here maybe. On the screen, I can have a live voltmeter and amp meter running, maybe even an ohm meter. And so anytime that I want to test, I can have a display here that I can look at in real life, but anything that I test here will be live streamed on the OBS for you guys to see. So that way I don't have to sit here and try to do this number and try to put a meter on here and get the glare out of the screen, and you know, and try to look at it and do that too. I can just have it, you know, both of them at the same time. And I know you can just buy a USB that plugs in and hooks up to your computer, but be honest, I have enough of that already. So what I want to do is I want to basically make an Arduino that's wireless, and I'm going to put it all on a net form. So I'll have a wireless Streamlab, so I could just, you know, switch my scenes and everything from here. But built into that, we'll have some test probes, and in the test probes, I'll be able to do my testing and everything with it. But also in the future, I should be able to have a built-in power supply and everything. So
Cacole95, I've got a bounce. Just
okay.
Hopped on to say hi if my service allowed it.
Okay, catch you
Glad
later,
it
Cole.
did, but I've got some chores to do for tomorrow. Haha, Merry Christmas to all.
Alright,
Happy
have a
holidays.
good one. Don't get
Hopefully I can catch those other streams.
Don't get caught up in reindeers. But so that's on a very far off future project.
95.
In a very far off future project, that's what's going to be, you know, in a long distance range. I'm trying to get most of my board cleared off right now. I got so many smaller projects to do. I'm working on them right now, so try to get them cleared off and get my bench kind of organized, and then in the long future I'll be working on them in sections. Alright, so we should have all this done. Now, did I rip any wires off? No. 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 Okay, now let's work on wire routing. Get everything out of the way of the jacks.
LEB TV Live, have you seen my Christmas star PCB?
No, I haven't.
First PCB I have ever designed.
I think links are open, so I think you can throw a link up. If you can't, let me know and I'll okay it. But I think links are off, so I think you can go and throw a link up if you want, and I'll take a look at it.
LEB TV Live.
Alright, just a second. Man, Chrome takes forever to load. Oh, that's nice. Let's see if I can share that or not. Chrome? There we go. I like it. Now, what chip do you have running that? Is that an Arduino or a PIC or what?
LEB TV Live, that's an Atoni 2313. LEB TV Live, a teeny.
Okay. Very nice. Good job. I like that quite a bit. Now, was that just a kit, or did you do all of the... I mean, was that your design or a kit, or what? How did you come up with that?
LEB TV Live, the whole code and patterns take up about 1,400 byte.
Wow.
LEB TV Live, that's 100% my design.
Wow, nice work. Very nice work. Alright, throw that away. Now we get to see if this
LEB
thing...
TV Live, well, I guess not too bad for my first try at this.
Now, was that your first try at designing your solo project, or your first try at what? What do you classify in your first try at?
LEB TV Live, first try making a PCB.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that ain't bad at all. That's really good work. Who did you have print it, or did you print it up yourself, or did you have a shop print it? Alright, let's see if the holes match up now. I have a feeling I'm going to be back inside this.
LEB TV Live, Seed Studio, the boards are sponsored by them in exchange for a review of them on my blog. They approached me.
Oh! So how pricey are they, and how was your review? How do you view them? Did you like them or what? I haven't heard of them before, Seed Studio.
LEV TV Live, quality is pretty good. O_bother always orders his boards there.
Okay. The place that I use, I've printed boards about only a handful of times, like 4 or 5 times, I think. And they've always been large boards. I'm going to say large boards. 100 millimeters by 80 millimeters, something like that. They've never been for me. They've always been for a customer. And they've mainly been like backwards engineering or replacement engineering for someone else. So I've never really had my own boards per se.
LEV TV Live, and for the basic ones, up to 100x 100 mm, it's just $5 without shipping.
Oh wow, that's very nice. And so the company that I always used didn't go out of business, but they just charge way too much. I mean, it never really mattered to me, but because I wasn't paying for it, it was somebody else paying for it, and that's kind of who they wanted, so it never really mattered to me. But for my boards, I've always been looking for somebody, and I've been, there's the problem. I've been thinking about going with see, now why did it do that? The other one printed out perfect and it fit perfect. I just had a problem with the jacks offset. Oh, what am I gonna do now? How far off is that?
LEV TV Live, the cheapest in the US is OSH Park.
OSHA Park, okay. I was looking at, is it OSHA Park? It's Easy EDA. Who sponsors Easy EDA? I don't know if that's OSHA Park or somebody else.
LEV TV Live, JLCPCV from China. Seed is also from China.
Okay, see, that's who I was thinking about going with, or at least trying. I was going to give them a shot because I've never ordered from them, so I was going to try them out and see how they work. I am... Let's see, can you see the difference? Let's see if you can see a little bit. See what I'm seeing here. That's how far over I am.
LEV TV Live, I designed the boards with EasyEDA and then exported the Gerber.
Right.
LEV TV Live, table saw.
That's what I'm thinking too. Because the holes will match up. The only difference is it's long. And see, the other one's printed out fine. So I'm thinking my print must be off from the first one to the second one. I'm thinking my calibration was off because I did end up doing a lot of changes to the printer. I actually did a firmware change. So I'm thinking my calibration ended up falling off from one print to the other. I mean, it's just plastic. It isn't like it's steel, it isn't nothing to cut, but we're only, what, 4¼ millimeters, so let's call it 4 millimeters. So we're going to be cutting 2 millimeters off of each side. I have 5 walls of thickness on these prints. So I think that should still be good. I don't think I'll be in the
LEV TV
hollow
Live.
part.
Time for friction welding.
Exactly right. I was thinking about just heating up my hot air and pushing them together. I know that sounds bad, but I really was thinking about it. Just opening up a hot air station and just smash them together. It will work. I know it'll work, but it'll look kind of wonky. I can put my hot air station up about 160 Celsius and just mold them. That would be a bad cheat. Alright, so let me think a second. I don't want to go outside to the table saw. I can Dremel. I could Dremel them off. Dremel's here in the shop.
LEV TV Live. Cut them so they fit and then just heat the ends up lightly.
That'll work, and that would round the corners off. Yeah, that's good. Then I gotta take the wires off again. Tell you what, this one little print project has caused me more trouble. I never have trouble printing either. Alright, so let me see here.
LEV TV Live. Can you cut in one straight line with the Dremel?
I'm thinking I can. I'm trying to think whether I should use a disc or a drum and just grind it down. Do you think a disc would be more accurate?
LEV TV Live. Disc.
Yeah. Probably so. Alright, let's see here.
LEV TV Live. Cutting blade maybe? LEV TV Live, something like this.
Let me see what you got. I don't know that I have, let me look, what I need, but yeah, I don't have any of them right now. The only thing I'd have would actually be for like cutting metal. Like actually what I use for cutting like circuit boards and stuff. But I'll have to make it work. We'll just have to make it through it one way or another. It's going to stink up, but oh well. That's part of modding. It's what I use for cutting like small pieces of metal and stuff. It's a reinforced Dremel blades. It's like this. I could go with something like that or something smaller like that. Neither one of them's ideal.
LEV TV Live, as long as you get a straight line and don't mess up the edges too bad.
I'm going to try the thinner one because I think the fiber one will just kind of chatter it. So let's try this. Let's see how this goes. I mean, what's worst case scenario? We end up having to print out another part. Print it out a little bit smaller.
LEV TV Live, going AFK for a few minutes. Have fun.
Alright, will do. I'll be here making some smoke. Okay, I kind of have a line to go by, so that's good. Just ripped the grounding wire off. I think I did. Got my safety goggles on. Okay, that looks like about half. Okay, let's take this side off and we'll do the same thing to that side. Put this away before I lose it. That's how much I cut off. I'll be taking about the same amount on that side. This one should be a little bit harder because I'll be having to do it left-handed, and I'll have, well, maybe I won't have this plate in my way. If I do that, it might work. And I might be able to flip this. Let me move my holder out of the way. Left-handed. That looks bad right there. Got to clean that up for sure. Okay, let's resolder this little black wire right here. Let's see, he goes to here. Heating up the soldering iron. Make sure it's the soldering iron I'm heating up. Soldering iron off. And here's my screw gun. Think it'll fit now. Okay, now we'll have to do a little bit of tweaking on these holes and I think we'll be alright. Strip that bottom one out. I have to change it. Okay.
Set our mind at fire, knowing we couldn't hide. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees, waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my funland. I don't ever want to leave, I'm in a tropic club. Honestly, try honesty, no. Just tell me what I want to hear, 'cause it could save us. Let me fly, I've got my hopes.
There we go.
But I can hardly see why I'm still chasing. It's not worth it for me anymore.
Alright, now let's work on this smaller one. Now, I'm not sure.
I just can't let this go. Every last chance I had is gone, but I just can't let you know.
If this will fit on the inside or not.
Just can't let you know.
Okay, now this can't be, because if one of these is connected to an output and the other one's grounded out, it'll short both of them out. So is there continuity? There's continuity between here and here. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I did wire that up right. So ground, yes. Okay, so that should be good. I thought I wired it up right, but then I got to looking at it and I thought I didn't, so. I need to run these in the back here. See if I got that over here in the screen. I need to run these through the back and this through the front. First one goes in this way. A washer. And a jack. This one goes in the back. Here. Got a wire in the way. There we go. A washer. And a jack.
When you want to get off that darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view.
So now I know I need to run a calibration print on my printer. So that's good to know. Now do I have any more of them small screws? I got 1, 2. Too tight. Let me put the 2 small screws in, then I'll tighten these up.
When you want to get off that darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view.
I like this song. Pretty nice.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity
Got a message. What is let me check here. Yeah, okay, I want to make sure I was in the right one. Makers and crafting. I was playing a game a while back, and I wasn't sure if I switched it back over to makers and crafting category or not. Okay, this screw doesn't want to let loose, so... There we go. There we go. Let me see here. Yeah, we're probably got to get some better screws in these spots. They'll make do for now, though. These jacks are actually going to be so tight that they're going to hold it in anyway, so
Spike me harder, sexy. Spike me harder, BTW I'm MCDJ23.
Oh, you are? Okay, well, what happened to your other name? Why do you keep changing names?
Spike me harder, changed my username.
Yeah, why? Seemed like every time, well, maybe this is the first time you changed your username. I thought you changed your username before. Hence why I said keep changing your new usernames. And how you been doing anyway? I'm gonna call you Spike. How you been doing, Spike? Hey, I like that name. Hey, Spike. Remind me of that old cartoon. I don't know if you know what cartoon I'm talking about. Hey, Spike. What you doing, Spike? You wanna go chase some cats, Spike? Hey, Spike. You want I should go chase some cats for you, Spike? They're giving Sylvester a
Spike
hard
me
time.
harder. No, I just go by MCDJ23 and 10K_Z Nation MCDJ23 from my Xbox days and 10K from my PS3 days.
Well, that's a lot you go
Spike me
by.
harder, LOL.
That's a lot you go by right there. All right. So we got all that hooked up, finally. Now we can put the cover on this thing. Finally start wrapping him up. Oh, I forgot to hook up his wires.
Spike me harder, so what you doing there?
Finishing up this project, finally. Been working on them for a while. I don't know how much of this you followed on this stream. But when we started, this thing wouldn't even power on. It's a preamp. It's an old style preamp. Let me back this up a bit. It's an old style preamp. Here we go. And what a preamp, basically it's a 6-channel mixer is basically what he is. And he didn't work at all. He wouldn't even power up. So we troubleshot
Spike me harder. What's with that schedule thing on the left side?
You can get rid of it. In the very bottom middle of the Twitch stream, there's a button. You push it and push the slider over, and it gets rid of the schedule. It minimizes it. When we first got this, we had no power in the circuit at all. It wouldn't power up, wouldn't light or nothing. We troubleshot the circuit and found out that it was a blown bridge rectifier and a blown transistor for the power circuit. We fixed that. Then, kind of unique for me anyway, I've worked on amplifiers my whole life, and it was kind of unique. It's built with these cards that you slide into the back, and you change these cards out to what you want to hook up to it. And this is an old amplifier. So you buy a card, and if you want it to hook up to a wire jack hookup, you put a wire jack card into whatever channel you want. So if you want one channel that's a wire card hookup, one channel that's RCA.
Spike Met Harder, who fun that cool.
Yeah, one channel that's I don't know, a door chime, one channel that's a fire alarm, one channel that's you know, whatever you want. You can put, you know, any channels that you want. You just buy the cards individually, and you put them in there. And but the problem is the cards are now obsolete. You can't buy them anymore, so they're like $50 a card. And obviously the most common thing that you're going to use is, you know, phono jacks. So I printed out a backing for it and put phono jacks in, but I didn't want to ruin the circuit, so I left the original cards in there in case anybody ever wanted or has these and wanted to use them, because these are all still good. They're still working. They can go ahead and still just take the panels off and still use the cards. See, the whole thing's still in there for using the cards. But I went ahead and wired a ribbon cable up right here, and I patched in regular guitar cords in there. So now it's a 6-channel mixer and a stereo, so it has a 6-in stereo out, preamplifier. It has your bass and treble. Then we found out that the transformer was blown, so we repaired the transformer and got it working. So now the thing is completely working. We just printed up the input panels and the output panel because it didn't have an output on it. It had basically the same thing. It had screw terminals for outputs, so we gave it regular outputs. And now it's ready to go back together. So it's 100% working now. And I guess I'll probably just sell these. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reverse engineer a couple of these and maybe make up like 10 of them and see if anybody would like to buy some of these with phono jack. See if there's a market for them. And if there's a market for them, maybe I'll make some of these, you know, maybe I'll produce some, you know, make some replacements, you know, because they don't make them no more. So maybe I'll make some of these. But either way, I'll go ahead and sell these too, because these are still good. So I guess I'm going to sell these. I was going to give this to my father. He uses audio equipment all the time, and this is 100% good. There's nothing wrong with it. So I was going to give it to him, but I talked to him recently, and he said he didn't want it. So I guess I'll sell the whole unit. So I guess that's what I'll do. If he don't want it, then I'll go ahead and sell it. But it's 100% usable unit. It's 6 in, 2 out, and it's 5x5. I even replaced the old gauge with the original light bulb. So even the light bulb's original. I didn't even replace it with an LED. I replaced it because, oh, that was very interesting. The light bulb, actually, they make the light bulb into an oscillator. So if I replace the light bulb circuit with an LED, I could replace it with an LED, but I'd have to incorporate a new oscillator circuit in it in order to replace the light bulb with an LED, because they use the light bulb as an oscillation circuit. So I thought that was pretty interesting too. You know, they use every part of it. The light bulb itself is an oscillation circuit to power an oscillator in the unit. So if I replace it with an LED, I'd have to make an oscillation circuit along with it to, you know, send an oscillator through it. So, oh, it was pretty interesting. It was a good learning experience, but I guess we're ready to put it back together now. So we'll put it back together and
Spike Met Harder, you know how to fix HDD.
Now, I don't mess with hard disk drives. Usually they just replace them. I have before, but I don't mess with them much, because usually when you find out that there's, when you tear them apart, you usually just find out that
Spike met harder. LOL.
Easier to replace. But we do have a viewer. See, it has even all the inputs are on there. We do have a viewer that sent in a piece of equipment that needs to be repaired, and so when
Spike met harder. No, my just has a bad PCB.
Oh. Yeah, I could probably fix it. Most of the time, if it's a PCB, I can repair them. Or I say that. I mean, there's always the exception to the rule. I ain't gonna say all the time. I just say, if it can be repaired, I'll do my best. But we do have a viewer that sent in a piece of equipment that I'm going to be repairing live on stream.
Spike met harder. BRB.
Okay. I'm not repairing it today because he's not in stream, so I'm only going to be working on it when he's actually watching the stream. Oops, that ain't the right ones. Not small screws.
Christina Lopez, this is really cool. Seriously, you can fix anything.
Well, thank you. I try my best. I gotta find the screws that match up with this piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, here's 2 washers. You stay there, you screw. Trying to run away. Oh, here's some more washers. Okay, so I got that. Now I need some metal plates. So
Christina Lopez, I know you are the best. I get to watch you firsthand. You're kinda a big deal to me.
Oh, well, thank you. Is there any songs you'd like to request? I'm looking for more parts. I have some metal brackets I'm looking for.
Christina Lopez, Blackout Linking Park.
Okay. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta reconnect.
And you forever I'll follow. You'll be my holy ground. You forever I'll follow. In immortality.
Just a second. I gotta restart the song bot. Sometimes he goes to sleep.
Christina Lopez, oops, that one has a naughty word.
Let me look at something here. There we go. Now I got it. Took me a minute.
Spike me harder.
Oh, my bot wasn't working right. I had to fix him.
Spike me harder, LOL.
Alright, so I don't see the metal pieces I have for this, so we're just going to go forward what we got, and I'll add the metal pieces when I find them.
Christina Lopez, no.
You push it back down.
Spike me harder. What was the hardest thing you have ever fixed?
Let me think. I don't know, I'm going to think about that one for a little bit. I really can't answer that because everything has its own quirks. I mean, like every project you encounter that you've never encountered before has its own set of challenges to overcome, if that makes sense. So the next project that I take on will be the new one.
I mean, it took the longest and cost the most.
The most expensive one would be a radio transceiver. Like FM. Radio transceiver. $150,000. Month and a half project. Most complex one was a 5,000 drop network system for a NAT system in
Spike met
factory.
Harder. God WTH.
Yep. So I guess those were two. I mean, they're two separate projects, but I guess if you classify one for one and one for the other, the 5,000 drop system was, I don't know, a year. We worked on that project a little less than a year. A 3-man, 4-man crew. So four very, very fast working technicians took a year on, so I guess that would be the two. I mean, I know that's still not a definite answer, but that'd be about as close as I could get to one. I'm going to leave the rest of this off because I still need to find the metal panels that go. This is a rack mount system.
LOL.
It goes right here and right here because it's a rack mount system. So I'm going to wait to put these screws on until I find the rack mounts to put it on right here. So I'm going to hold off on the rest of these screws. I'm going to put these parts and the screws all right here in this little bin. And I have the metal. It's right here in my shop here somewhere. I'm just not sure where. So let's clear this off the bench and we can move on over to another project that's in the works. Yeah, I've worked on some pretty big projects at one time or another. I got called out. I didn't always work just on electronics like this. I got called out on a automotive project. And there was a car. It went through 7 different technicians, automotive technicians. And I mean the technicians, you know, the Cadillac. It was a Cadillac car, Cadillac vehicle. And it was at the time one of the latest Cadillacs at the time. Oh, here it is. I told you I'd lay my hands on it as soon as I put the stuff away. There's the 2 metal plates. I told you as soon as I put it away, I'd lay my hands on them. And the Cadillac experts replaced, it was a brand new Cadillac. The year that the Cadillac came out, I don't remember, it was, I don't know, maybe 1994 or something like that. And they replaced all the electrical in the Cadillac twice already and could not figure out, because it was still under warranty, and could not figure out what was wrong with this Cadillac. And so they called all the other technicians out, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Now, here's the symptoms of the Cadillac. The owner of the Cadillac, one owner, it had less than 10,000 miles on the Cadillac, would drive the Cadillac. And when he'd pull up to a stop sign, the Cadillac would die. The Cadillac run perfectly fine. No missing, no error codes, no nothing, which they didn't really have error codes back then, but you get the point. It was just coming out with error codes. And you turn the key, start the Cadillac up, it'd run perfectly fine. You drive all over the place and it'd run fine.
Spike me harder. Well, just want to drop by and say hi and have an awesome Christmas/holiday.
Okay, well, if you're headed out, then I'll let you go. I'll start in on my next project real quick.
Spike me harder, CYA you latter got to go to a Christmas Eve dinner.
All right, man, have yourself a good one. And it was nice for you to drop in. I hope you come in on the next stream. Don't forget, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I pretty much don't skip a stream if I can help it. If I'm not streaming here today, I stream at night. So catch you later, man. Let me get a text going here.